I think like the first time I played any form of FPS game was like back on the Xbox 360, like when I was younger, playing I think Black Ops 1, it might have been Black Ops 2, I can't remember the game for certain, but it was one of the Call of Duties, and you know, mixed and matched around the Call of Duties a little bit. I decided like I really liked shooting games, and so I got myself for Christmas, I think it was like an Alienware notebook, like laptop. Like I enjoyed playing on that, but I realized that it was kind of holding me back, like the specifications of it. So I was playing games like, I think single player games like Crysis and, you know, like other like single player shooter games as well. But I decided that I wanted to go like more multiplayer, more like intensive like FPS games. So I think I got my first desktop PC for like another Christmas, like probably 2 years later, and started playing Counter-Strike on that. So I don't know how old I would have been then, like 11 or 12. So I played Counter-Strike for a bit. Like I just played it for fun. There was no like competitive aspect to it. I thought mechanically I was really good, but I never like played in a team in that game. So it ended up being just for fun. But when I realized I could like get my mechanics quite good, like in gaming, that's when I decided, oh, let's go and play Overwatch. So I went and played on Overwatch. Once again, no team experience in that. I just started playing the game and just enjoying myself on it, and I ended up getting like top 500 on it, which was quite difficult in Overwatch at the time, like really early on. You know, playing with the likes of like a lot of professional players, whereas myself, obviously I was just in school, I was just playing for fun. So but when I first started like getting into like the competitive kind of scene, like in FPSs, was when I actually went to, well, it's not really an FPS, it was in Fortnite, was when I started like playing a shooter game like competitively. I started like playing with a duo or a trio or like a full squad of people and trying to compete in tournaments for money, and it went pretty well for me. That's when I started deciding like I liked the competitive like aspect of gaming. That was when I was like, you know, I want to be the best, but I want to also be part of a team to do so rather than doing it on my own. So that's when I went to, I think Valorant came out probably 2 years down the line after Fortnite. So I was playing Fortnite for about a year and a half, and then the Valorant beta came out. When I played that, instantly loved the game. It was the perfect match of CSGO and Overwatch, which were my two favorite games like in the past. So that match, I think, made me like a natural fit for the game. I already had like a good idea of how to use abilities and how to utilize that in my gameplay. And then, yeah, that's when I just decided, you know, Valorant's where I want to go, and I want to go competitive in this game. I want to like join a team and be at the top. I think like towards like my final like couple months playing Overwatch, I realized that my mechanics were like a lot better than average. So I'd aim train a lot on aim trainers, and that it meant that my mechanics were quite often a lot higher, or like even better than some like professional players in the games. But it ended up meaning that, you know, I had the ability to play well, but I didn't have the brain. You know, I didn't have the experience, I didn't have the team play that like all these players had. And, you know, I really wanted to go get that. And when I played Fortnite, once again, I was mechanically quite good, but I didn't really have any experience with working together, or like, you know, VOD reviewing, analyzing yourself, and like trying to improve day by day on like how to be play better, into not necessarily just mechanics, but in terms of how to play smarter. And that's what I was lacking. And that's when Valorant actually like came out and I played that was when I realized my mechanics are good enough, but I need to like, you know, put the effort in and like get smarter, and that's what I did. I joined, like I started joining teams, and I started realizing this is what I wanted to do. I have what it takes, I just need to put the work in. Oh, that's a good one. I mean, there's been a couple. I think it's kind of like your like standard answer, but like Scream was a big one in terms of the mechanics side of things. Like watching like how he was, you know, a perfectionist with aim. You know, it was satisfying. Like you wanted to aim as good as him, and that's why like, you know, I started aim training. I started like putting the work in to be mechanically good, and I think a lot of like him as a player is one of the reasons why like I'm into competitive gaming in general, and I want to be better, because seeing like the potential that people have, especially Scream, obviously, like he's absolutely insane, and it made me want to be that good. And then that's when I realized, when I started getting better, that it doesn't just come from aim, it doesn't just come from mechanics, and like, so Scream was like a big part of that. And then in terms of the Valorant scene, I think Boasters is someone that like I really respect, and I think like he's like an incredibly smart player, and like you can learn a lot from him. His videos just in general are just really good. He's always like, he's just a very smart player. But both the combination of like Boast and Scream like made me want to be like better myself in both of those areas, you know. Ooh, it's been tough. I think the highlight of my career would probably be joining HEET right now. Like joining HEET as a team and making it my job is something that is most certainly a highlight. I mean, I never expected to make this a job. I knew I had what it took, but it's a lot of effort, especially when, doing university. I'm still at university now, and like it's a lot of effort, and I didn't expect to this soon make this my job. Highlight career definitely joining HEET with my team, who I've also stuck with, like I think Waddle for probably like a year and a half now. So we've been going a long way, and I think it's nice that we finally get to do this full time and to put the effort in. And same with like Misfit and like Remoy and now Kingren. Like we now have a 5 and we're just working together, and it's fun. It's fun like putting the work in, and it's fun like treating it as a job, rather than a hobby. I think it's nice to like have that seriousness to it. The toughest part for me is balancing it all. It is like balancing not only my social life but my education and then also my team. Like I can't let any of those sides down, and it takes a big toll. Like every day you gotta wake up, you've got to find time for friends and family, you've got to find time to study, you got to find time to go into uni, you got to find time to practice with your team, and you don't want to let anyone down. That's the toughest part, I think, about being a professional, especially when you have other things going on. But the lowest point, like I'd say, of my career, I really haven't had a low point. I've just had like tough times when like in tournaments when you don't perform as badly as good as you think you would. Like so, like in like a VCT or something, you don't qualify for as far as you want to get. That would be some low points, but I don't think I've had like a standout low point. It's just some like disappointing, like some hurdles along the way, I guess, that hold you back a little bit. But yeah. We want to be one of the best. We want to be in the top 10. We want to be competing against the best teams in the world. And I think we have it in us to do that. We just need to put the work in and just improve from our mistakes, learn from them. Just keep improving day by day. As long as we're a better team, then every single day we're better than the last. That's what's important. And I think we definitely have what it takes to be up there. And I think that's what we're gonna do. Like 22 is our year. I don't doubt that. Not at all. I mean, we've just had one good win in the Surfshark tournament, but that's only like a small win for us. I think like we were quite critical of ourselves. We could have like played it a lot better. We could have won a lot like cleaner. And I think that like once we learn from those mistakes and move on to the tournaments coming up in the future, like we could definitely win a couple more and be one of the best teams and be a scary team, I think, to a lot of other teams. I think I'd like to face off against, like, it's more team rather than a player. I think I'd like to face off against like Mouse Esports. I think they're really good. Like Luzza as a player is one player that comes to mind, but then also like Alorante as well. Like I faced against him like a long time ago. Like I think it would have been about a year and a half ago, back when he was on Volvo Peak. But he was a very fun player to play against. His aim's incredible, so he's quite scary. So I think like definitely Alorante, or just like or Mouse Esports in general as well is a good team. Key skill, I think it's less so a skill and more like a trait, like to be self-critical, to like learn from your mistakes and to admit when you're making those mistakes as well. Quite often it's hard to actually realize that you are wrong, or you're playing like a scenario wrong. And I think like just hard work, dedication, and like being critical of yourself is probably the best way to improve in any game, but especially Valorant, where like quite often mistakes aren't as clear as they might like first look. So VOD reviewing is very important. Looking back on games is very important. So I think just being self-critical. To like, I think to have like faith in myself and be more, make more decisions, have more decisiveness, because that's something I lacked because I was very new to the scene. It was something that I was very scared of making a mistake, whether that be joining a different team or like learning from my mistakes, or just in general. I think just be a bit more confident and don't be worried about making mistakes, because especially when you haven't got a career yet, you shouldn't be worried about ruining it. You need to take risks. You need to like push ahead, and because especially when you don't really understand what's going on truly, just have faith in yourself and just make the correct decision, like make a decision, and it'll be correct either way. Because if it doesn't go in your favor, you'll learn from it, and then the next time it'll be better. And if it's the right decision, you'll be glad you made it, you know. So just be decisive for sure.